Greetings, gamers. This is D-Vang. Welcome back to another episode of the Apple Turnover Gang. Shadows of Brimstone. We have Bechamel Star, we have Doc Hollandaise, and Pesto Pete. And we are doing mission number 2 from the Shadows of Brimstone Order of the Crimson Hand mission pack book. Dun dun dun! And it is entitled Captured. If you notice, we're set up in kind of a strange configuration here. So, lots of rules to kind of go into. This is lots of weird stuff going on. Hopefully I can keep track of it all. And obviously the setup is this way as well. We're not quite done with the setup though, but I wanted to keep some of it on camera here. So this is what it is. We are captured by the Crimson Hand. You awake to find yourselves bound and gagged, watched over by cult guards. At the far end of the room, large wooden doors begin to shake and burst as some terrible creatures threaten to break through. So, the end cap there has double doors there with like tentacles coming through. There are 2 Crimson Hand guards there. And I'll explain the setup. So at the start of the game, discard cards from the top of the mine map deck until you find a card for a room map tile, not a passage. We found the rail chutes. Okay? So it says place the summoning door's extended end cap on the entrance here. So that's what that is. That is the extended end cap that you get as part of this mission pack. So now we select one random exit to be an open door, and we get an end cap on the other 2. So which direction is it? So to the right is open, so we need to close that off, and we need to close that off. Boom. Okay. So we place 2 Crimson Hand enemy models on the 2 puzzle cut spaces of the open door. Facing out of the room, these are the guards. Oh, sorry, my bad. Out of the open door. Not the doorway thing. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense, I think. Alright, so we're gonna go like that. The heroes can start in any empty space of the map tile, and they count as being tied up, which we will get to. Okay. They also have had their equipment taken away by their captors. Each hero sets aside all of their items and tokens, except for personal items, and any parasites or things that cannot be taken away. The heroes do not have access to their items or tokens in any way until they find the armory and recover them. Note that non-item or token elements such as the Preacher's Sermons or a Gunslinger 6-shooter template are not taken away. But, for example, the Gunslinger still needs a weapon, a gun, to be able to use his special shots. One hero starts with an normal old lantern. Okay. The goal, heroes must find their weapons and equipment in the armory and then escape the mine before being consumed by the darkness. So, some more special rules for this. Tied up. The heroes have been captured by the Crimson Hand and they begin tied up. A hero loses their activation and will not be selected as a target by Crimson Hand enemies. But other enemies, so if you get any monsters or anything, can still target them. At the start of every turn, each hero that is tied up may attempt to break free by making a Cunning 6+ or Strength 6+ test. If successful, the hero is no longer considered to be tied up and can activate as normal. The Hold Back the Darkness roll is still made every turn, even if all heroes are tied up. A hero that is no longer tied up may give up an attack to make the same test to attempt to break free another hero that is adjacent. Guards. The 2 Crimson Hand enemies at that start the board are guards watching over the prisoners. They do not use the Sacred Artifact ability, so we don't have to draw a loot card for them to get an artifact card for them. I mean, they don't get the bonus hit points or anything like that. And they will not move or attack until at least one hero has broken free and is no longer tied up, thereby becoming a valid target. Special threat deck. Summoned creatures. So at the start of this adventure, create a special threat deck for summoned creatures. This deck should contain only low threat cards that include void and or demon enemies. So, I have a low threat deck which has Night Terrors and Void Spiders and Hellbats and Void Hounds, etc. So, we have that low threat deck for when things are summoned. I'm guessing things will be summoned. It's obviously a Crimson Hand themed, so same rules as a Crimson Hand adventure. A regular encounter can add on a Crimson Hand encounter. A threat can change into Crimson Hand instead of whatever it normally is. Fixed Hold Back the Darkness, 8+. For this adventure, Hold Back the Darkness roll always needs to be 8+ to be successful, regardless of what stage of the depth track the hero posse marker is in. Oh, and also, for this mission, the hero posse marker starts on the 6 space of the depth track instead of on the, essentially, 16 space on the far left. So, what is going to happen then is that it's going to move up the track, like the darkness, for each new map tile placed instead of down. Alright. A few more rules. No gates, so there are no gates. May not flee. The heroes may not flee. They are trapped. Immediate Dread. Growing Dread cards are revealed immediately. Summoned enemies. Whenever the darkness marker on the depth track reaches a blood splatter or growing dread space, in addition to the normal effect, there is an ambush attack. Draw a card from the summoned creature's special threat deck to ambush. And do not roll for the adventure card's common enemies for these ambush attacks. Hi. Finding the Armory. Objectives. The first clue icon the heroes find is the Armory, where their gear is being stored. After completing any encounters or attacks on the token, the heroes can immediately recover all of their items and tokens set aside. However, the hero must roll a d6 for every artifact before they get to recover it. On a roll of 1, the Crimson Hand has stolen that artifact for their own nefarious deeds, and it is discarded. So that's going to suck. Finding clues. Each time the heroes find a clue icon after the Armory, they've discovered a shortcut. Roll a peril die and immediately move the hero posse marker that many spaces up on the depth track. When the hero posse marker reaches the mine entrance space of the depth track, there are no enemies on the board, the heroes have completed the mission and won. If the darkness marker ever reaches the same space or above the hero posse marker, the mission is failed. So the reward is $200 and can draw 2 loot cards. The failure, each hero rolls once on the mutation chart. If the mission is failed before the heroes find the Armory, they still get their items and tokens back, but they roll a d6, no grit, for each item and token. On a 1 or 2, it is lost and discarded. So not just artifacts, but each item and token as well. So, ouch. I thought this was going to be rough, and it certainly sounds like it is. So we don't have a lot here. We got our bare fists. You know, nobody's got anything. You know, they've basically got their personal items and nothing else. So it's going to be a challenge. We're just gonna have to punch these guys and try to beat up. Good news is that even without the bonuses to cunning and strength from items, everybody's decent at cunning and strength, and so they should be able to free themselves pretty quickly. Hopefully, cross your fingers. However, it is a 6+ test. Now, Bechamel does have her fortune, and that may be worthwhile to do. So, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Holding Back the Darkness. A 6 will fail, so that's going to start us off, because remember, we are at 8+. And it's the start of the turn, so let's see who can get free. So Bechamel has a 4 cunning. Base 6 plus. She fails. She's going to spend a fortune to make a luck test. Now she only has a 3 luck base. But we need 1 success, so she can turn one of those 5s into a 6. And she fails. That is going to be rough. All right, Doc. She's going to do the same thing for Doc. She gets 1. Normally I roll in the box, but we're having a hard enough time. All right, so Doc is free. Pete, with his strength, Bechamel's going to use her last fortune. And she fails as well. So only Doc is free, which is sucky. And this is going to go really badly, I think, this mission. But we'll see. We'll see. So the Crimson Hand are initiative 3. Doc is initiative 4. So I guess he will go. He's got 2 attacks, 2 punches. Alternately, he could try to free somebody else, but no, he's just going to punch one of the guys. Ooh, he does get 2 hits, one of which is a critical. Alright, so we'll keep the critical as the red. He's going to go ahead and punch this guy. Actually, they're all going to punch him. So, let's see what we get. They are endurance 3. That will be enough to kill him. If I can do anything sort of... Okay, well, the critical hit does 3. The non-critical will bounce. The critical hit does 3, so he does knock that guy out. What else can we... Oh, and then the Crimson Hand goes. So he's going to attack... He's going to attack Pete. So he starts by shooting at him, because he's an assault. A 1 will miss. Then he's going to... he gets 2 dice for combat. And a 1 and 2, and that's a miss. Okay. Well, so that worked relatively well. It is the start of the next turn. Let's hold back the darkness. A 6 will fail again, so that gets us a darkness card, which says Unknown Frontier. Whenever the hero posse marker enters a blood spatter space on the depth track, every hero currently in an other world takes 3 horror hits, remains in play. Not going to be a big deal because we can't go into another world with this. However, we hit a blood spatter space, so in addition to the normal effect, we have an ambush attack. Draw a card from the summon creature special threat deck to ambush. This just seems way, I don't know. I don't know. This seems way overpowered, or if we're stuck with just using our fists, and it's an 8 to hold back the darkness, and even so turn 2 said you get a summon, even if it is a low threat, we get a Peril Dice of Hellbats. Yay. Alright, we have 6. Of course, it would be 6 Hellbats. Okay, and it's an ambush. And again, we can't even explore to try to find the armory until we defeat all of these. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling very defeatist right now. This seems way too overwhelming. But I guess I should try to look on the bright side. All right, so I'm just guessing that, let's see, so there needs to be 1 on each. So we'll say 2, because there's gonna have to be 2 on Bechamel. So, oh, there's 6. 2, 4, 6. Never mind. 2, 4, 6. Okay. that was holding back the darkness. Let's see if Bechamel can free herself. She does. That's a good thing, I guess. And Pete does. All right. Well, that's something anyway. The Hellbats are going to go first. So there's 2 on each. They are 3 dice. Okay. So on Bechamel, they hit on a 4+. So there are 4 hits. Okay. So she takes 4 horror hits. She saves 2. She fails 2. She takes 2 points of sanity. And then defense, she blocks 3, so she's going to take 1 wound. Okay, on to Doc. Doc's only hit twice. So, horror hits. Saves 1, so he's going to take 1 point of sanity damage. And defense. He has not run into Hellbats before. So, the 3 does not save for him. Actually, it would be a 4+ anyway. So he takes 1 wound. And then on to Pete. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to take 4 hits. So horror saves. Saves 2, so he takes 2 points of sanity damage. And takes 1 wound. Alright. Alright, so Bechamel gets to go and punch somebody. So she's going to punch the Crimson Hand. Well, that's going to be useful. So we're going to do red again for the critical hit. And that will be enough to knock him out. And that does give her a chance to recover a grit. Actually, she just recovers. She recovers a fortune. Yeah, she recovers a fortune when she kills an enemy. So she got a fortune back. So Doc will go. So Doc again has 2 combat. He's gonna punch one of the guys on him, I guess. And he whiffs big time. And then Pete is gonna punch one of the ones on him. And he misses big time. Alright, let's hold back the darkness again. Yeah, we managed to hold back the darkness. 6 dice again on each person. So on Bechamel, looks like 3 hits. So horror, so she's gonna take 1 more point of sanity damage, and then she blocks 1, and that's gonna be 1 more wound. Okay, on to Doc. Doc is hit 3 times. So horror hits. He saves 2, so he's going to take 1 point of sanity damage. And in the box. Alright, he fails all those, so it's going to be 3 wounds. Alright, and then on to Pete. He's hit 4 times. He takes 1 point of sanity damage. And he blocks all of the wounds. Okay. Bechamel. Punching. Ooh, she gets 2 hits, 1 of which is a critical. Well, the critical hit will automatically kill somebody. So she's going to do that separately, so that's going to kill 1. And then there is a 4. Sorry about that, folks. Dog was getting excited about something. Alright, so she has her 4 hits. So now the Hellbats are a 2 defense with a 1 health. So a 3 will kill one. So she'll go ahead and roll, and of course she gets a 1 and whiffs. So Doc punching. He gets 1 critical, which will kill 1. And a 1. He gets a free reroll, though, because this is rough skin gloves. Forgot about that last time. So there is a hit. Let's see, 3 or better. Nope, that will bounce. And then last but not least is Pete punching. And he gets 2 misses. Alright, and need to hold back the darkness. The thing is, with 2 dice, you know, with only 2 dice to hit, I mean, it's such slow going, and I don't know. All right, hold back the darkness. Well, double 5s. At least the darkness doesn't move forward. So double 5s is a terrifying shriek. So each hero in the mines takes a d6 horror hits. So Bechamel takes 3 willpower saves. So she fails. She takes 2. That puts her up to 5. Doc takes 3. He fails 1. Puts him to 3. And then Pete takes 3. And he takes 2 more points of sanity, which puts him at 5. Okay. Luckily the track does not move. So 6 dice on each person again. Oh, actually, no, that is actually not true. We have 3 dice on Bechamel and 3 dice on Doc, because we did kill a couple. 3 hits on Bechamel, so horror hits. She blocks them all. And she blocks 2, so she takes 1 point of damage. Alright, and then on Doc, 3 hits as well. So horror saves. He fails them all. Takes 3 more, puts him to 6. Blah. Okay. And then regular hits, he blocks 1, so he's going to take 2 more wounds. And that puts him to 6 wounds as well. And then Pete has 6 on him. And he's hit twice. So 2 horror hits. He fails once. He's going to take 1 more point of sanity. And takes 1 more wound. Alright. Alright, Bechamel punching. 2 hits. Alright, so she'll hit 1. That will bounce and do nothing. The other one will bounce and do nothing. You know what? She's going to use her last fortune to re-roll this. And hopefully she can get a 3 or better, and she gets a 3. So good. She at least killed 1. And then Doc. So Doc swings with 2. 2 hits. So he'll hit the one on him. Oops, there. It will bounce. Next one will kill him. Oh, and I forgot, Doc, he can try to recover a grit, which he does. Alright. And then Pete hits once with a critical, and that will kill one of them. And you know what? He's going to go ahead and lasso him. Not that it really matters. That will reduce... Oh, he doesn't have his lasso. Never mind. I was going to say just to recover a grit, but he can't do that. So, let's see. What else can we do? Alright. So, let us hold back the darkness. 11. Oh, I'm getting a little lucky at this point that the darkness hasn't moved again after the first 2 turns there. So we got 3 dice on Pete. Actually, I guess technically he changes targets every turn. So let's see who he goes for first. He's going to go for Bechamel. He hits twice. So Bechamel takes 1 point of sanity and blocks both hits. Okay. So Bechamel goes first. She punches him. There's a critical that will kill him. Boom. Alright. So, catching our breath. Bechamel recovers 3. She's going to take 3 sanity, I think. Doc and Pete. Do we take the grit? I think we take the grit. We kind of need the grit, I think. So so that puts Doc at 3 grit, puts Pete at 2 grit. And then loot cards. So we do get a loot card for the Hellbats. All right, Bechamel gets 25 gold. Doc gets a D3 Darkstone. So 1 Darkstone. And Pete gets 1 Darkstone. It's unfortunate, because it obviously would be nice to have gotten a gear card that would give me a gun or something, but or even a melee weapon. But no such luck. Alright, let's hold back the darkness. We can finally start advancing. That is not going to work, so we're up there. Okay, let's see. Doc's a little wounded. Nobody else is really wounded. We do have some sanity issues, which I think we might want to go ahead and drink. But you know what? I think we're alright. So, Bechamel is going to move and look through, and let's see what we have. Okay, and we have some corrosive pools. Alright, turn this so you guys can kind of see. Zoom out a little, I think. Yeah, we can zoom out a little bit more. Perfect. Alright, oh, and we get a token. Okay, everybody cross your fingers that it has a clue icon so that it is the... and that should have been Bechamel that moved forward. Did she roll for a move? She did not. Okay, so there you go. Oh, she did catch her breath, though, so she does regain a... where's her thing here? When she catches a breath, she recovers a D3 fortune. Forgot about that. So she gets 3 fortune back. She has no grit, but she does have 3 fortune. All right. Pete. Actually, I don't think it's going to matter. Doc is going to move. 1. He can't hold another grit. And then Pete is just going to move here. You know what, actually I think I want them all to be counted on there, so they can all get their equipment. Actually, I don't remember if you have to be on this, if it's specified, but let's see. So what is the token? It is an encounter with 1 exit. So which direction is the exit? It is to the left. Okay, and we get an encounter. Do we also have a Crimson Hand encounter? We do not. So it's just a single encounter card, which is giving us Bleeding Walls. So, thick dark blood runs down the walls here, pulling on the floor and running into cracks in the stone. Reaching out to the wall, your fingers come back smudged with sticky crimson. Something terrible happened here. One hero makes a cunning 6+ test. Successful, gain 25 experience as you search for the source of the blood. If you fail, you call a portion of the ceiling collapse. A tidal wave of blood. Blah. Okay. Okay. So just a cunning 6+ test. So we'll go ahead and let Doc do it. I mean, he and Bechamel are both tied at 4 right now, but we'll let Doc do it. He's kind of the main guy. He is a scientist. And he fails. Alright. But Bechamel will spend a fortune point to use her 3 luck to try to get 1, 5, or 6 to bump that 5. One of Doc's 5s up to a 6. Whew, she finally gets 1. Boom. So that is a success. So everybody doesn't take a bunch of wounds. Okay. That was encounters. The 1 encounter. So let's hold back the darkness again. A 3 will fail. And guess what? We're on 4, which is a blood splatter, which means we get attacked by another group of low summoned enemies, which is 1 Void Hound. Okay, so we've got 1 Void Hound. So as a reminder, they are initiative 7, laying in wait, so they always ambush. Each hero takes 3 horror hits at the start of the turn in which the Hellhound appears. Void hazing, the Void Hound, defense is equal to the current initiative of the person. And we don't have to worry about pack attack. So, let us hold, oh yeah, so that triggered a fight, but that was during the start of the turn phase. So the Void Hound's going to go first. We do each start of the turn, everybody takes 3 horror hits. So, Bechamel takes 2 points of sanity damage. Puts her back up to 5. Doc takes 1. I should also mark off. Oh, he's already faced Void Hounds before, so that will be good. And then Pete takes 2 more points of sanity damage as well. Blah. Slowing us up so much. Alright. And we do have to worry about it catching up to us, but there's not a lot we can do about it. Alright, so who is the Void Hound attacking? 3/4, so it's attacking Doc. Alright, so the Void Hound has 6 dice. Hitting on 3s with 1 point of damage each. So 6 hits. So Doc is a 4+ defense. He blocks 3, so he's going to take 3 wounds. Okay, yeah, and we have no bandages or anything to heal us either. Alright, so we start with Bechamel. Bechamel punching, she rolls to move. Ooh, a 1. That is good. She can get a grit. Alright, so Bechamel will punch him. Actually, she will go ahead and try to move. She can. Alright, so she's gonna get a smidgen closer to the exit there. She misses. You know what? She'll spend the grit to re-roll both of those. She got 1 hit. It is a defense of 4, so I need a 5 or a 6 to do a point of damage, and she does nothing. Doc rolls to move. He's actually maxed on grit. He'll still roll to move, obviously. And he will try to escape to move one step closer, which he does. This is a 4+, so he's just going to move there. And then he swings. Punch, punch. He does get a free reroll because of his personal item, the rough skin gloves. So still just one hit, not a critical. 2 will do nothing because they are initiative 4. Actually, sorry, Bechamel was initiative 6, so his defense is a 6. So she essentially has to critical hit in order to do anything. I do have all this grit, but I don't want to spend it for 1 die if I can help it. All right, on to Pete. I may have to next turn. Miss, miss. Pete will spend a grit to reroll. 2 hits, not criticals though, so need 5s or 6s. You know what? He's going to spend his other grit to reroll both of these. Still can't do anything. Okay. Oh, did I roll for Pete's move? I don't remember. And then his trying to move, escape pass, he can't. Okay. Because I was going to theoretically move him around again, get him a little bit closer to the exit. Alright, hold back the darkness. 12. Okay, everybody gets a grit. Well, that's good. Well, actually, Bechamel and Pete will both take a grit. Doc is at max, so he will go ahead and heal 1. Yay! He'll heal 1 sanity. Okay. So, the Void Hound. Still on Doc. 6 dice, hitting on 3s. Ooh, finally a little break there. 2 hits. Doc blocks 1, so that's going to be 1 more wound. That does put him up to 10 wounds that he has taken so far. Alright, Bechamel gets another 1, so she gets another grit, which is good. She will try to move, and she fails. Alright, so she punches. She misses. She's going to spend a grit to reroll both of these. There's a hit, but not a critical, so she actually can't do anything to him. Because she has to critical because she's a 6 initiative. So, and the 6s are being stingy right now. All right, Doc, not gonna move. No need to roll. So he swings, misses. He'll use a grit. 1 hit. Does nothing. Pete rolls to move. Okay. Can he escape? He can, so he's going to move around this way. And then he swings. 1 hit. Bounces. And it's going to take longer to kill this Void Hound than it did to kill all of the other guys. Alright, hold back the darkness. An 8 is good. That will work. Thank goodness. Again, 6 dice on Doc. So 5 hits. Doc defends. He only takes 1 wound. So that's not bad. Alright, Bechamel. She will spend her grit. Misses. Doc. You know what? Bechamel, Doc gets a free reroll. Alright, so he's got 2 5s. Bechamel is going to spend a fortune to try to up one of these to a 6. 1 success, she gets 1 success. So one of them actually is a 6 and 1 is not. So again, the red die will be the critical hit. Ah, the critical hit is a 6. He only has 5 health. That one thing saved us. All right. So that was Doc. So Pete's gonna go ahead and grab. You know what? He's not gonna. He's gonna try to heal a D6 sanity, so that gets rid of 2 sanity. Bechamel recovers a D3 fortune, so she gets 2 fortune back. She recovers 1, and she'll take a sanity. And Doc gets 1, and he will remove a sanity as well at this point still. And then loot cards. So I will point out that the darkness is at 4, and the posse is at 7. And we've been lucky that it hasn't moved more. All right. And we get an artifact card. All right, so we get a mine artifact from Bechamel. We get a D6 times 25. Okay. So we get 100 for Doc. And then we get a gear card for Pete. All right, so let's see what the artifact is and the gear card. All right, so the artifact is a Hell Pistol. Range 6, 2 shots on each hit with the Hell Pistol. You can take up to 3 corruption hits to do +1 damage each. Okay, we're going to give that to Pete. Simply because he can get rid of 1 free corruption each adventure, because that is his ribbon. And then, surprisingly enough, the Crimson Hand Robes is the gear card. So you are plus X health, where X is equal to your hero level, so 3. You also gain +1 combat for every X wounds you currently have on you, rounding down max of +3. So every 3 wounds he's going to get, and while equipped, your corruption resistance is reduced by 1. Alright, so we're going to give this to Doc. He is also the most injured. He has 11, so he is +3 combat now. So he's a 5 combat. So that's actually kind of cool. I actually kind of like that. That's actually something permanently that he'll want to. I don't know if we'll keep the Hell Pistol, but I definitely think Doc keeping the Crimson Hand Robes is nice. So as he gets damaged, he gets even more dice for melee. Alright, let's hold back the darkness. Double 4s. Well, it doesn't move the track. You know, always got to keep on the bright side of that. Double 4 is falling rubble. So everybody takes a D6 hits. So 5 for Bechamel. And she blocks 4 of them, so she takes only 1 wound. Okay. Doc takes 5. He blocks 2, so he's going to take 3 more wounds. Ouch, poor Doc. He's getting awfully up there. We really need to get some healing. And then Pete takes 6 wounds. That was definitely a really bad rumble. Where was that 6 when I was fighting that Void Hound, right? And he blocks 2, so he's going to take 4 more wounds. So he's up to 6. Alright, so Bechamel rolling to move. A 5, so she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then she is going to look through. And we find a spider's lair. Alright. Shift this around. Spider's lair. How's that now? Ooh, we're missing some of that. That better? Yeah, that's better. Everybody will be getting up that way anyway. Shift more that way. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And then we need a token. Everybody cross your fingers. Okay. Doc Pete. Alright, what do we have? We have one exit and we are attacked. Alright, so we are attacked. Which direction is the exit? The exit is to the left. So once more, we are kind of spiraling upwards, I guess this would be for spiraling upwards. So I'll kind of pull this down just a smidgen more so you guys can see. Oops, Pete is back there. Okay, and then we are attacked. So is it Crimson Hand? Because it's a Crimson Hand adventure. It is not. So hold on. Alright, we are facing 12 Void Spiders. Now I do have the upgrade for them to give them a trait, but given the nature of this particular scenario and the fact that we don't really have any equipment, although, you know, Doc does have a bunch of attacks now, and we do have the Hell Pistol, which actually won't really help much. It's not like it's an extra die, which is kind of what we need. So, anyway, suffice to say, I'm not going to use the traits. We're just going to have the 12 Void Spiders. Okay, and there we are, and of course, because Pete only rolled a 2 for move, we could not close the gap, so they're all going to get pretty swarmed. So there's going to be 4 each, essentially, so this is where they start. I kind of skipped over that for you, and they obviously have enough movement, move of 8, that, you know, we can get them around. Actually, we can't get 4 on Bechamel. So let's actually see. Looks like let's see how many we can get here on everybody actually. So we can get 3 on Bechamel. So 4 on Pete, 3 on Bechamel. And it looks like we can get 3 on Doc. And these other ones are just kind of hanging out over there. So let's go against Bechamel. So there are 3 on Bechamel. They have 2 dice each. So 2, 4, 6. Oops. Hitting on 4s. So 3 hits. Bechamel's defense. She blocks 2, so she's going to take 1 wound. Okay. So Doc is attacked. For 2, 4, 6. Again, hitting on 4, so 3 hits. He blocks 2 of them. Blocks 1 of them because he's never seen Void Spiders before. So he takes 2 more wounds. Which puts him up to 15 wounds. Really need to find some healing for him. And then on Pete, Pete gets 8. Again, hitting on 4s. So he's hit 5 times. Pete's defense only blocks 2, so he's going to take 3 more wounds. Okay. Oh, did I remember to hold back the darkness? I don't think I did. After I deployed them. So let's hold back the darkness. 7 will fail. That will push the track up to 5. Okay. And then it is Bechamel's turn. So Bechamel's going to punch them. They are 3 health each. So here she goes. I'll roll the move. Doesn't get anything. She gets 1 hit. She will go ahead and use a fortune to re-roll. 2 hits, so she has 2 hits. So we do this one at a time because a 3 or better will kill 1. She'll go ahead and, it doesn't really matter, she'll kill 1 over here. Or attack 1 over there. So there's a 3 that will kill 1. And that lets her recover a fortune. Her second one will attack that one. And that does 1 wound. You know what? She's going to spend a fortune to re-roll that die. and it didn't do anything. Okay, to Doc. Okay, so Doc has 5 dice because of the number of wounds that he has and that Crimson Hand robe. Okay, so he gets 3 hits, one of which is a critical. He gets a free reroll because of his rough skin gloves. And there's another critical. Oh, he forgot to roll to move. Okay, but he didn't get anything. Alright, so he's got 2 criticals, which will automatically kill 2. So it doesn't really matter. He'll just kill these front 2 at this point. If I can grab them. Alright, and then he's got 2 non-criticals, so he's going to hit the wounded one for 2 more, which will kill him. This is enough to kill him. And then he's got 1 more, which he will attack that one, which is 3, and that will kill that one. Alright, and he does roll to see if he gets another grit, and he does, so he is up to his 3rd grit. And then we are to Pete. Pete rolls to move. I think he's fine. You know what? He is going to try to step away. And he fails. So he will just swing, and he gets 1 hit, one of which is a critical, and that will kill one of them. All right. Hold back the darkness. A 7 will fail. Which, guess what that means? It means we get... Oh, you know, I forgot the darkness card for the... All right, but let me see what that darkness card is. It is a flood of bats. So everybody takes 2 horror hits. So Bechamel saves. Doc fails. So he's going to take 2 more points of sanity damage. And then Pete blocks 1, so he takes 1 more sanity. Okay. Sorry, a little bit of retros there. So we get a Growing Dread card, which is Powerful Dreads. Every hero has to make a single willpower save for each failed save. Move the darkness 2 steps forward, which would kill us if we lose even 1 because we are only 2 away. So this is a very, very difficult scenario. Because I've been actually fairly lucky that the track hasn't moved that much. But alright, Bechamel. So single willpower save. So she fails. She's going to spend a fortune point to re-roll. And she fails, and we lose. Because the darkness moves 2 steps forward. We have no items to cancel anything. So we failed. Ouch. Yeah, well, I mean, it was an unfortunate darkness, or Growing Dread card. Sort of. But that's not like an uncommon one. But, I mean, it's just, you can't kill anything with 2 dice punching, right? No bonuses to damage, you know. And getting monsters basically every other turn. Because every 2, you're getting some enemies spawning, and you just can't kill enough. All right, well, so there is a failure. So you can see you can fail even when you start getting good gear and stuff. And this is going to suck because on a failure, and it's failed before we found the armory to recover our equipment. We get our items and token back, but we have to roll a d6 with no grit. For each item and token on a 1 or 2, it is discarded. So, you know, we could lose the Tools of Science or the Duelist Belt, things we spent a lot of money in, and that is going to really set us back. So artifacts we're going to have to roll. Yeah, so we have to roll for everything they have next game. At the start of the town adventure, because again, we'll consider that you know, that's part of the wrap up that we always do at the beginning of each adventure, and that's going to be a lot. I mean, it's going to be a long, it's going to be a long game. simply because we have a lot of items, right? And so we're going to have to go through and roll for each one, and this is really going to set us back, unless I get extremely lucky with the rolls. And I will have to double check to make sure. Yeah, I don't. Her fortunes can't be used on things. Cannot target dice that are excluded from holding back the darkness. So, or can't, things that can't use the grit. So, if you can't use the grit to reroll it, she can't use the fortune. If it explicitly says that a grit can be used on it. So, like holding back the darkness. So, we do have the lucky hat. So once per adventure, you reroll any one die. If that's not lost, she can use that to try to save something like the Tools of Science or the Duelist Belt, the big money items there. As much as it would suck to lose anything else, we don't have much choice. So we're going to be rolling through like 30 items at the start of next session. So, ouch. So fair warning to everybody with the Crimson Hand mission pack. The second mission here, this captured, is a doozy. It is a pain in the rear end. Honestly, it's a challenge, but it really wasn't a lot of because we don't have any of our stuff. And part of the fun of the game is you got your stuff. So and being able to use it. I had no options for doing anything, for healing. It was just simply punching. I did get. I don't know if it was necessarily unlucky. I only got to 2 rooms, right? And neither one was a clue. Let's see. If I just randomly pick... and the next one would have been the armory. Okay. Well, but yeah. It was... Still, the darkness moved a bunch, right? I don't know that I would necessarily put the darkness at 8. That hurt too. I mean, the darkness moved at least once on a 7. It was a little rough. I mean, granted, once you get your stuff out of the armory, I mean, you're still losing. You still have a 1 in 6 chance of losing your artifacts. But anyway, try just getting to the armory. You saw how tough it is. Every other turn, you're getting another set of monsters, and you can't keep moving forward until you get rid of all the monsters, right? So, and you just can't kill them fast enough with 2 dice. I mean, we got lucky with the Crimson Hand robes, but in some ways it was a little late, right? It helped getting through the 12 spiders, but we still had one more turn that we had to kill the spiders, and then another turn to look through and explore. So that's 2 more turns of rolling and not advancing the posse marker, right? So theoretically, even without that growing dread, moving it to like right away, it's still quite possible that the darkness caught up to us. 2 turns, 2 failures, right? That's all it would take. I mean, I suppose maybe next turn, if I kill him 1 turn, I don't know. Anyway, I'm a bit stunned by it. I'm still trying to think about it. It's certainly a challenge, right? And so if you want a challenge, this is certainly a scenario to challenge you. But again, you don't have any of your stuff. And there's a huge penalty for failing as well. So this will set the gang back, I think. For good or ill, I mean, we'll recover regardless, unless we absolutely lose everything. But even then, we'll still recover. It will just be painful, right? So anyway, thanks for sticking with us and seeing exactly what's going on here. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. Hit the like button, the thumbs up. If you thought this was interesting and enjoyable, entertaining. I have a Patreon page if you are willing to be kind and generous and donate a little bit of your money to help support my time and effort in making these videos. That would be greatly appreciated. There is a link down in the description. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Take care.